Hi everybody, I'm Bill Evans for Peghead Nation, and we are profiling a brand new banjo from the Deering Banjo Company in Southern California called the Rustic Wreath. This is a maple banjo with a dark satin finish, very easy on the hand to play up and down the neck. A relatively lower priced banjo that has the engine, the tone ring, and the rim of some of Deering's more expensive banjos. So let's take a look at what we've got here with the Deering Rustic Wreath. There are elements of this banjo that hark back to Gibson instruments of the pre-war era and the reissue era. First of all, Deering is using a Gibson-style flange, different shaped holes. The inlay pattern is what is called the wreath pattern, all the way up to the peghead and down the neck. It's a pattern that's associated with instruments that Ralph Stanley played. Very, very pretty pattern. So we've got really nice inlay and other elements that really relate to traditional banjo look and feel. So the satin finish makes for a really good feel for the back of the neck as you're moving around to fret different things. And then this neck is a little bit beefier than is found on many banjos in this price category. It's going to give a little bit bassier sound to this instrument than you might get otherwise. The fingerboard is also a little bit wider. The string spacing is from the first string to the fourth string is 1 inch, where on a standard Gibson reissue, it's going to be 15/16 or maybe 31/32. You would think that your hand would not be able to tell the difference with a 16th or a 32nd of an inch difference, but it can tell the difference. I like this wider spacing. If you're into more contemporary styles, single string or melodic, that wider spacing could come in really handy. The width of the fingerboard itself is also wider than on standard banjos. On this instrument, it is 1 1/4 inch from one side of the neck to the other side of the neck, and that is a 16th of an inch wider than what is found on most Gibson-style banjos. So that adds up to a very beefy feeling neck with a lot of bass. And, you know, I think this banjo sounds really, really great for an instrument in this price category. This is, you know, a couple $1,000s cheaper than a custom-made banjo with all of the bells and whistles. Many of the standard Deering parts are found on this banjo, like the Deering patented tailpiece, which is adjustable with the screw, the Smile bridge, which has a slightly taller middle leg to accommodate the tendency for bridges to bow over time. We have the Deering head, and then, and I think that this is the best part of this banjo, Deering has decided to put a tone ring in the instrument that they call the Deering 06 ring. They developed this ring in 2006, I think, and it is a standard issue on much higher priced banjos in the Deering line, the Silver Clipper and the Ten Brooks banjos. When we take the resonator off, we get to see the inside of this banjo, and one of the features of this instrument is a deeper resonator. The walls of the resonator are a little bit wider than many banjos, and that creates a bigger sound chamber for a little bit of a deeper sound. Taking a look at the inside of the pot from the other side, we have double coordinating rods, standard on this level of instrument, with the Deering violin grade 3-ply maple rim and that Deering 06 tone ring sitting on top. And again, the Gibson style flange. So all of those components add to the excellent sound of this banjo, and the unique feature that you're not going to find on other instruments is that slightly deeper resonator. So while we're getting some features, such as the satin finish, that might be associated with more economy-priced instruments, you might personally like that satin finish better. And with the engine of the banjo, the rim and the tone ring, you're getting top of the line. So that adds up to a great sound. And again, this very playable, somewhat, substantial beefy neck, but still very, very playable, gives a really great sound to this instrument. Let's hear something up the neck here with it. Let's see, what should I play? How about some Blackberry Blossom? great tone up and down the neck, lots of sustain, but also it really cuts really well. And I haven't set this banjo up at all. I lifted the tailpiece up a little bit from how it was delivered to me from the Deering factory, but otherwise, standard setup, and it sounds great. It's got a lot of bite. That would be good for a traditional bluegrass setting, but also you can move a little bit away from the neck, and you've got a nice kind of mellow sound. This is where that beefier neck really gives you a chance to get a nice, beautiful tone away from the neck. So at this price category, this is certainly an instrument to consider. It's called the Deering Rustic Wreath, and check it out at your local retailer near you. I'm Bill Evans for Peghead Nation, and we'll see you again really soon.